During the disallowance time, the Bondurant siblings, Forrest, Tom Strong, Howard, Jason Clark, and Jack, Shia LaBeouf, maintain an effective alcohol smuggling business in Franklin Region, Virginia, with the assistance of their companion, Cricket Pate, Dane DeHaan, involving their bar as a front for their criminal operations. At some point, Jack observes mobster Floyd Flagg, Gary Oldman, taking out a contender, and they trade looks before Jack gets back to the bar, where Forrest recruits Maggie Buford, Jessica Chastain, an artist from Chicago, to be their new server. Not long from now, a while later, the bar is visited by fierce specialist Charlie Rakes, fellow Pierce, for the benefit of head prosecutor bricklayer Wardle. Rakes illuminates Forrest that he needs a cut of all benefit made by Franklin's smugglers, yet Forrest declines and takes steps to kill Rakes in the event that he returns. Forrest later meets with different peddlers and persuades them to confront Rakes too, however they at last yield to Rakes' fierce terrorizing strategies. In the interim, Jack meets Bertha Minix, Mia Wasikowska, little girl of the neighborhood evangelist. He goes to the congregation tipsy and embarrasses himself, making Bertha's dad prohibit her from seeing him, which just makes her more keen on Jack, with whom she is a tease. Jack later finds Rakes assaulting Cricket's home looking for his distillation hardware. At the point when they don't find it, Rakes fiercely beats Jack when he attempts to mediate. Forrest knows about this and advises Jack that he really wants to figure out how to battle for himself. Forrest and Howard orchestrate to meet with expected clients from Chicago. However, Howard misses his arrangement to become inebriated with a companion, and Forrest winds up beating the two men with Cricket's assistance when they harass Maggie. Afterward, after Cricket leaves, the men return, cut Forrest's throat, and assault Maggie. Howard and Jack meet an enduring Forrest at the medical clinic, and Jack chooses to make a trip to Chicago with Cricket to sell the alcohol. Showing up there, they are betrayed by their clients, yet are protected by Standard, who perceives Jack. Pennant definitely is aware of the assault on Forrest, as well as the personalities of the two aggressors, and he furnishes Jack with their location, and furthermore exhorts Jack that they are working for Rakes. Forrest and Howard later find, torment, and kill the men to make an impression on Rakes. Flagg turns into a Standard client of the siblings, who move their distillation hardware to the Forrest and have extraordinary benefit. The cash permits Jack to keep pursuing Bertha, while Forrest starts a relationship with Maggie after she moves into the bar for her well-being. However, she doesn't let him know she was assaulted. Jack at last chooses to show Bertha the distillation community, yet they are trapped by Rakes and his men, who had followed her. Howard weakens Rakes and Jack almost kills him before they are compelled to escape from Rakes' men with Bertha and Cricket, who is subsequently recovered and killed by Rakes, who snaps his neck. Needing retribution for Cricket's passing, Jack goes to face Rakes and his men at a detour in the nearby extension. Howard trails not too far behind him, revitalizing the smugglers to come to their guide. Forrest chooses to go along with them, however Maggie attempts to prevent him, letting him know that it was she who had found him with his throat cut and took him to the medical clinic. Forrest acknowledges then that she was additionally gone after that evening, however Maggie keeps on denying having been assaulted. The peddlers connect with Rakes' men in a fierce firefight, during which Rakes shoots Forrest on various occasions prior to being shot in the leg and endeavoring to get away. An injured Jack follows him to the scaffold and shoots Rakes in the chest, injuring him. Howard later wounds Rakes with an enormous blade and passes on him to drain to death. With Rakes and his men dead, the Bondurant siblings choose to set aside their cash and resign after Forbidden's closes. Jack weds Bertha, Forrest weds Maggie, and Howard weds a nearby lady, all having youngsters. During a get-together at Jack's home, Forrest unsteadily moves on a frozen lake and falls into the freezing water, passing on from pneumonia half a month after the fact.